everyone, and welcome to the Cheesycast, the sporadic artist online interview series podcast. I'm your host, Cheesymanfredo, aka Alfredo Morales, and with me today is my co-host for this very special episode, Spork Heroine. Say hello.
Hello.
And today we're going to do a double interview with a comic creator, notorious furry, Ivy Adam.
Thank you for the introduction.
You're welcome. You think that's appropriate? Because I've seen you call yourself a furry in like other interviews.
I am a furry.
Going right into it. Okay, cool.
I mean,
yeah.
I like being blunt.
It's not blunt. Being a furry is pretty normal. I'm pretty sure it's 2020.
Yeah.
If you don't have a persona by now, you're just like
I mean,
you're
are
missing
you
on
even a person
part of
really?
your identity. Yeah, it's come on.
Do you really? Do you really know yourself?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even know yourself if you don't have a persona?
It is a good practice in knowing yourself.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so today, Ivy she's most known. Well, the first time I ever heard of her was Pinky and Pepper Forever, right?
Yes.
And but I'm pretty. And hold on, I'm kind of out of it. My bad. And she's her current comic book series is called Emotional Support Animals, which I also loved, and I had a copy, but I sent it to Spork because she couldn't buy one in time.
I have it right here.
Yeah, I should probably get
Thank you guys for the support.
Well, to tell you the truth, I actually read Pinky and Pepper online for free first.
That's okay. Where did you find it?
4chan.
That's what I thought, dude. That thread was crazy.
Oh,
it was
really?
hilarious. Oh my god.
Were you in that thread?
I didn't post, but I watched it go down. It stayed alive for a long time. 14
that's where
days.
we both heard it. That's where we both
Yeah,
found
that's
it.
so.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I can't believe I'm doing a 4chan interview.
I'm not. I used to be a bigger browser on 4chan. Like maybe only like once in a while. I'm not that big on it now.
Okay.
No, but I found out a lot of creators through 4chans because people would start the threads where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna dump this whole comic for free online, and I read it. Like, I mean, sometimes I do that to kind of see if I want to buy it first, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
well, thanks for buying it on paper, and I do think even though the thread was really weird, it was mostly positive, and I do think I reached a different demographic and made some. I mean, I sold a shit ton of books last year, so.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, people are buying them.
I mean,
Crazy.
Pinky and Pepper.
4chan is a means of like getting your comic out. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I Pinky and Pepper dropped in 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I did buy it then around December. I bought it because I found one sold copy in a comic book store, and I'm like, well, I liked it and I read it for free, so I kind of owe it to her.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's so that's the coolest thing that's ever happened in my life is like being able to see my book in comic book stores, even though it's like really rare. And when I like go sell my book to comic book stores, I'm like, I got 20 right here. Like they will sell, and they're like, we'll buy 2. And I'm like, okay,
Damn.
okay, that's fine. It's rare.
I was actually wondering. I was waiting for Emotional Support Animal to come out in the store so I could go and get it, but it never did. So.
It's I published Emotional Support Animal through a really awesome micro press, though they are totally expanding right now, called Diskette Press. They're run out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and they're moving to a new spot. But the reason why Pinky and Pepper came out with a wider release is because it's with Silver Sprocket, who, they have a contract with Diamond, so they send it out to comic book stores. However, when Emotional Support Animal 1, 2, and 3, which should complete the whole story arc, come out, I'm going to release a trade paperback with Silver Sprocket, so it can get a wider release and put some extras in the book and stuff too.
I will absolutely get that.
Should I wait until the trade paperback, or should I just buy each one individually?
Buy them individually because I'm a little slow and simultaneously working on some other projects. So I'm hoping to get one ESA issue honestly out per year with some other different releases as well.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess it depends how emotional support animals turned out. Because I mean, if it's amazing, I'll be like, okay, well, I gotta get the trade paperback. But
it's gonna be amazing.
I'm really liking.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was really liking it. I'm really liking it so far. So.
Thank you. Yeah, if you have any questions about ESA, I'm happy to take those.
Okay.
Too, because I'm working on issue 2 right now.
Okay. Wait. Hold up. Hold up. Let's save the. Kind of want to save the emotional support talk till the end. A little, because I kind of want to talk a little bit about what you were doing before Pinky and Pepper. If you had any other comic before that,
sure.
or what were you doing online? You know, because I imagine like you must have been some sort of furry artist online or something, right? Someone with a DeviantArt posting stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I was on DeviantArt, and I guess my earliest experience with internet art is the Neopets beauty contest. So I did enter the Neopets beauty contest often. I never really won because I didn't have access to digital art at the time, and digital art just was. They were just beasting us. Like I got a Cool Pix camera of my drawing that I like did on a piece of computer paper. So like, of course they're not gonna win, but they were fucking good. Yeah, I guess my art popped off on Tumblr, and I was making comics, mostly on paper and doing local zine fairs, and selling zines, and that's how I got into comics, was through self-publishing.
Or do you know like what year it was that you would have popped off on Tumblr?
I guess it was like 2013 or 14. It was like definitely at the peak of like the Pegasister Renaissance, and there was just like a lot of cool people making really good pony art. So some of my pony art, I think, got me a lot of views, and
were you part of that wave of artists who blew up through pony art?
I don't think I specifically blew up through pony art, but it was at that time that my art started getting, more viewers.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I feel it. Okay, so you're here. You're in the midst of the pony era.
Yes.
The long forgotten pony era.
Yes. And, it was beautiful. It was romantic.
You're not the first artist I interviewed who started in the pony era. It's very crucial for a lot of modern artists.
Yeah, it is. Friendship is magic. Turned an aesthetic page.
True that. Okay, so then you started doing zines, and was Pinky and Pepper like the first, I guess, published comic?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like my publishing debut or whatever. So that was really cool.
Can you talk about the process of getting published?
So I always do zine fairs, and the Silver Sprocket is like a local. When I was like in high school, they were actually a music label, and they put out like a bunch of like, I don't know, punk and folk punk. So I was like not into them at all. I was like, you're not on my radar. You're lame. Just kidding. I love you, Silver Sprocket. But then they started to put out comics, and I was like, oh wow, this is so cool. Like when I was in high school, I'm like, making and reading my first zines. Like they were at the zine fairs, and then I started tabling at zine fairs. And then so like we were always friends, and I was always like trying to give my zines out to different publishers, which is like the best way that you can get your work out there. And so like every time my new zine came out, I would give it to Silver Sprocket, and finally, even though we known each other for like 10 years, just kidding, but finally I was like, they're like, we want to put out a book with you, and I was like, hell yeah. And then that was Pinky and Pepper, and it kind of took off. It was cool.
So they approached you first after, I guess, a 10-year relationship?
Kind of. We had just known each other, like, from being local zine people, like, you know? So, yeah.
Do you think you would have, like, earlier you would have, I guess, pitched them a book? Or, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have done that. And now I'm, like, trying to pitch books left and right, because... once those royalties started coming in, I was like, wow, I could really make a fucking career out of this, you know? Like, so
God, that's...
You said,
God, I wish that was me.
You said you were tabling with making your own zines. Are any of those still available anywhere?
I really just have been only using conventions to sell my self-published stuff, because I have to keep the runs really small. If I put them on the internet, they would, like, sell out hella fast. But with the freaking pandemic going on, I'm gonna, I'm serious. Like, and I had a zine fest coming up next weekend, and it got canceled, which sucks.
Yep.
Like, it's a big part of my income. So I am actually gonna start selling my zines online again, because, you know, I've been prepping for this fest and it got canceled, and so...
Damn.
I have stuff to sell, so
damn, this
keep a little eye out, because I'll put my shop back up soon.
Yeah, this episode's gonna come out in maybe like 3 weeks after this.
Perfect.
And maybe hopefully hopefully
full swing.
Yeah, hopefully the pandemic will still be around and you can still make money online. You know,
dude,
just praying.
I'll be making money online in real life. Like, I'll be making money regardless. But, like, yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. I know a lot of when you talk about royalties, I know like a bunch of other comic creators do that too. You ever heard of Ed Piskor? He created he did Hip Hop Family Tree.
Yeah, total legend. I think actually he did. The reason why I know him is because I did that residency in Columbus, Ohio, and he did it like a couple years before me. And they're like, they like added us to like a group email or something.
That's lit. The last major book he did was like a Marvel book. It was called X-Men Grand Design, and he has his own podcast with a friend of his that I watch too. I'm a big fan of that, and he made. It's called Cartoonist Kayfabe. It's my favorite. It's like the only comic book podcast I listen to, because every other comic book podcast is like too mainstream. It talks about like the mainstream Marvel books that I do not give a shit about, right?
I don't follow that stuff, but
I don't follow that normie garbage. And
it's not garbage. Spider-Man's really hot.
I mean, true that. I'm joking. I'm currently reading like ongoing Marvel books.
Cheesy is the biggest.
Yeah, like
fan. He's totally lost.
Like, I mean, I think it's funny. No, I like doing the whole ironic thing where it's like, I don't read cape shit, and then like I go out there and read the Ant-Man miniseries. Oh god.
I liked the Ant-Man movies.
The movies. But anyway, no. I'm sorry. I
like the first one. That was one of my.
So I brought up Ed Piskor because he was talking about how he has like 3 major books that like are constantly getting reprinted, and it's WYSIWYG, Hip Hop Family Tree, and X-Men Grand Design, and that's like enough income that he can kind of just do whatever the fuck he wants for the next 5 years.
That's goals.
Yes, goal. That's my goal too. That or go on, Spork.
I think Brian Lee O'Malley, whenever he did Scott Pilgrim, was talking about that. For the first one, he's basically just making it whenever he could, and then like whenever the residuals from all Scott Pilgrim just selling well started coming in, then he just made it his full time, like 2 or 3 issues in, volumes in. So. And
Scott Pilgrim is like still selling merch. They had like a board game like last year.
Scott Pilgrim went crazy like nothing has ever gone crazy before.
And then now I hate it.
Internal take.
I love Scott Pilgrim.
No, I'm just kidding. I love Scott Pilgrim. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, So I guess you published Pinky and Pepper. We read it on 4chan for free. then we gotta buy it, and then after that, it was like a year after then you published Emotional Support Animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why so long? Why a year?
Is that a long time?
It is a long time.
It's a long time if you're constantly like if you're kind of like me who's always kind of pumping out a page of a comic.
Here it is.
It does feel like a long time.
It is a long time. It's because being a comic book artist is not my full-time job, so
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I had a day job, but right now I'm hoping to get back to working full-time on comics because I don't know. I got hit by a car in
Oh,
the
yeah.
year.
I remember that.
I've been suffering, so like
I'm so
I've
sorry.
been out of work. It's okay. Like
Dude, Cheesy
it's-
was really
it's
worried
okay.
about that.
I was really worried. Like I don't believe in God, but I prayed for the first time.
That
I'm
means
like-
a lot to me. Thank you. I've been getting hell in touch with God lately, but
I
yeah.
hate it was your okay. I guess I mean can we talk a little about the car accident or nah?
I don't want to talk about it. It's not about my art. It's cool.
I was gonna say I hate those scooters. That's all I wanted to say.
Dude, everyone hates them, but when you don't have a driver's license and you gotta fucking get somewhere a little faster, like
It'd be like that.
They are fun though.
yeah, and they are fun.
Nah,
But they're a helmet.
I hate 'em. They're
You
my-
don't look like a dork anyway.
I hate them. They're my enemy.
Clowns are my enemy.
So
Ooh,
we'll get into that later.
Dude, how long is this fucking podcast supposed to be?
You brought up your residency. I saw that interview with Carter Monier, who's also
Oh
very
yeah,
cool.
that was so fun.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, that's who publishes Emotional Support Animal.
Very cool.
Oh, word. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about publishing Emotional Support Animals. How'd that go? So you did?
Awesome.
Did they approach you or did you approach them?
Same kind of thing. It was just like we just tabled next to each other for so long. It's like, okay, if I had a book to put out, they said they'd put it out. But yeah, I pitched it to them. I pitched a specific idea to them. And they were into it. Originally, I really wanted to do it as a one-shot, but the plot got fucking complicated.
I feel
Like-
that.
Piggy and Pepper is a really straightforward plot. Like, you know, like, they're on Earth, the shit happens, they're in hell, and I wrap it all up with a little visual metaphor. But I couldn't pull that off with Emotional Support Animal because it's fucking sci-fi. Like, there is plot on plot. So, like, I spent a long time writing before. I actually spent like a long time writing, and then it's kind of a short time drawing, but yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully it still looks good because I think it's good.
Was there any like difference in your like creative process doing Emotional Support Animal? Because like visually, it's pretty different. It feels. to
Yeah,
me
I mean,
from,
Pinky and Pepper is like every single page is like
It's
fully
colored.
done and fucking. It's colored.
It's colored.
And not only is it color, like it's hella mixed media. Like
Yeah,
I put a lot of work
You
into
made that
visuals
whole-
for that book.
doll thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I
was-
remember that.
And like that's on display right now at Columbus Museum of Art. If any Ohio listeners,
Awesome.
it closes actually on the 5th, so pretty soon.
Shit.
You'll see it. And the real little bathtub is there, looking great. They freaking held it with gloves. They put glass over it. That was the coolest moment of my fucking life.
That is kind of awesome. You make something
Yeah.
and they like treat it like it's an ancient artifact.
Prestige, like prestige. It was
Dude.
so cool.
Are you gonna get that? You're gonna get that back, right? I assume once it's
Yeah,
closed.
of course.
Hopefully they treat it the
Um,
same way and not just like put it in a box and send it to you.
No, dude, the people working there were like so fucking cool and so fucking good at their jobs. Like, yeah, shout out to museum workers and
Shout
art
out.
workers
Shout out.
everywhere.
Okay, I want to talk about Pinky and Pepper for a second because I remember the night I read that. I was out on my second job. I won't specify it, but it's like a ride sharing job. It's like a Lyft and Uber service thing that I do,
Mhm.
right? and I was reading it on my phone, waiting between rides, right? And like, to be honest, like after I was done reading it, I was kind of like, whoa, that was that was heavy, Doc. No, like I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, oh my god, this is crazy. I think the fact it didn't haunt me, but I guess it's kind of like I didn't think. Like spoilers, if you haven't read Pinky and Pepper Forever, you should go. Yeah, you should read it right now. But okay, if someone wanted to read Pinky and Pepper right now, where should they go, Ivy?
You can buy it on Silversprocket, store.silversprocket.net. You can look in your local comic book store and ask them to order it from Diamond, or you can find it for free where someone has uploaded it on Mega Upload, and it's okay.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, now you got the info. Pause this video and go read it because I'm about to spoil it right now. Okay, I didn't think she would kill herself.
For real?
Yeah, for real. I didn't think that would happen. I was like, when she killed herself, I was like, wait, hold up, what? That kind of fucked me up a little. Not gonna lie.
It's scary.
Suicide is scary. I mean, like. I'm not suicidal. I'm not like depressed, but I'm surrounded by like a lot of trigger warning for suicide. By the way, damn, should have said that earlier. Whatever.
It's okay, we fucked up.
Okay, whatever. Look, now I'll haunt them too. It'll be heavy.
We're all telling them to read the book.
No, but this is good. Now they won't like once they're done reading it, they won't forget it like I did.
You'll have a really fun time reading this book if you're really depressed.
If you're really depressed and
That's also
suicide.
another thing I want to talk. Continue what you were saying, Cheesy.
I mean, yeah, like after like she like killed herself, I was like, wait, what? Hold on, because I mean, then in retrospect, it's kind of like obvious because the book opens up with them in hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like I don't know. I thought that was because like okay, so Pinky and Pepper is like kind of told a little bit. The storytelling's a little bit more loose, right? Mm-hmm. It's like. It's more like the beginning of the book is more like moments. Actually, the whole book just feels like moments, like stringed together, right? Mm-hmm. Like and emotional support animal just feels like a straightforward story, like beginning, middle, and end, right? So like when it opens up in hell, I thought like, is this some sort of like symbolism? Is this just some sort of like magical realism kind of shit? You know? So that's why it was like surprised. Yeah. I mean, that's what I liked about Pinky and Pepper Forever.
Actually, I got some criticism, some writing critique about opening it that way, and that it should have just started off in Earth because then it would like hit heavier when they got to Hell. But I really appreciate your interpretation of it because I like how it feels like that too.
I mean,
it's creepy
it's like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
it's...
when I wrote it, I really imagined it like a horror movie, like the final page, like the music is like, you know, like it's like Goblin going hard.
Oh, I love Goblin.
You know, like this,
yeah.
That page and it says forever and ever, and then like they spring to like. And it's like I wish I could have like a little keyboard and like or like somebody because I don't know how to do it.
Oh god, I wonder if there's any artists out there who commissioned to do like Goblin style music.
I would love to.
Oh my god.
Like with a live reading of the book, like on projector. I would do a really good job.
Or like a motion. That could be an event thing. You could do tours, maybe.
Yeah, I am doing a reading of Emotional Support Animal at an event in Oakland on the 28th. If
hopefully it doesn't get canceled.
Hopefully it's not canceled. It's a small event. But if it doesn't get canceled, and if you're in the Bay Area, come by.
Okay. Oh, I think another. Going back to like, I was surprised that she killed herself. I think.
Oh yeah, you can delete that because these things come out way later than next week, so you can just edit that out.
Whatever. No, this is that raw. We do it raw out here with the podcast. But it's cause like the way that hell looks at the beginning doesn't really look. I don't know. I didn't really interpret it that different from the real world.
It is like the real world. It's actually, it's based on this fucking hellish ass restaurant in downtown San Jose where I grew up. Like, so creepy, but they totally served us.
Oh damn.
Oh no.
Oh no. No, that's
Put them
Rap-
on blast. Put them on blast right now.
wrap them out.
Don't put them on blast. Can you? I know you said you don't edit anything.
Okay, I'll do it. You know, I'll do it.
Fucking your little clown honk.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's
You're like they totally.
yeah, it's based on Hong Kong. You know, yeah.
Well, if they read the book, they can see it, but.
And whatever. Look, they're not gonna read the book. Who reads books?
Shut up! I'm promoting my book right now.
It's really good. Read
No,
it.
it's a good book. All I'm saying is that restaurant, that unnamed restaurant won't read it probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can make them popular, you know, if you hit it big.
They read it online illegally and they didn't buy it.
I want to make the original doll line popular, so that they will freaking hire me to reboot the dolls.
Yeah.
But
So these are like not your per se original characters. These are like
They are my original characters.
They're based
They are
on.
my
Okay.
original characters, but
'cause I was confused.
they are in writing. Of course, they're my original characters. Their characterization and stuff, and the way I draw them, of course. But they are fan art essentially on a fashion doll line called Pinky Cooper and the Jet Set Pets, which is just like the fucking cutest dolls that like ever came out in the world. They like blew my furry mind. I love dolls too. Like I collect Monster High. I'm less into dolls now as I was before, because I'm like, about to be 30.
Did you
Keep going.
overdose on dolls while making Pinky and Pepper?
No, I did not overdose on dolls, but my lifestyle could no longer accommodate my small army of fashion dolls.
Damn, it'd be like that though.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to talk a little bit about. This is like a thing I see online that I really am interested in and like. It's what I call the depressed furry aesthetic. I see a few artists. Like, there's this artist that I really like, Kate Works. Kate
Works is awesome.
Yeah, Kate Works
I love
also
Lane
does.
Zone. I have Strawberry Milkshake is really so good. Kate Works is
That
really
name sounds
cool.
very familiar. I probably follow them.
You would probably reckon.
I have talked so much about. I've talked so much about Kate Words to Cheesy, and he won't. I don't.
I probably I follow over 4,000 people on Twitter. I probably follow her.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like-
you're ragging on me right now. Like, why do you only put out one book a year? Like, just go read Kate Words because she puts out shit so much and it's really good. So
Look, if you want more Pinky and Pepper, read Kate Words.
if you just read lots of comics,
True that.
them.
But yeah, this whole I really like. It's something about like furry art that is like. It just hits that audience so much. I don't really know.
I think there's like a direct correlation. I mean, actually, or it might be true only for a specific type of furry, not everyone, but I think there is like a correlation between people that are like really fucking sad and like often depersonalized from our bodies and to furry art. It's like really, it can be a healing fantasy to draw animal people.
True that.
But I have been more into drawing humans lately, and the characters in Emotional Support Animal are kind of like, they're like fur humans. They're like very extremely goofy movie
Yeah.
adjacent.
Yeah,
So,
I guess they do look a little bit more human than the furries in Pinky and Pepper.
yeah, I mean, yeah, the background characters in Pinky and Pepper are really cute and really furry. That was like one of the most fun parts of making that book was like drawing the background characters.
You have like a lot of variety in the kind of animals you use.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Shout out BoJack Horseman.
Shout out.
Yes, BoJack. Yes, exactly. Yeah, BoJack is. I didn't even think about it.
The king of the
BoJack
press
is
furries.
A really good example.
No, yeah. I mean, shout out Lisa Hannawalt. Those character designs amazing. Big
and Tuca and Birdie.
And Tuca and Birdie was good too.
Okay, so so we talked about your career. We're up to emotional support animals. I guess Pinky and Pepper is like your biggest notoriety, so we don't need to ask that question. So we'll go to the third question, which is what are like your biggest influences?
I mean, like I already talked about, toys and fashion dolls. Also, definitely like toy artists during the like vinyl toy boom of the 90s, like Gary Baseman, Junko Mizuno. And they're also animators and the comic book artists, respectively. So those are big influences.
What can you name a comic book artist?
Comic book artists. Yeah, Junko Mizuno. I'm gonna look at my little stack right here.
I love Jinko's stuff. It's really good.
Oh my god, me too.
I bought one of her coloring books as a gift for a friend, but I just hold on for it for a good while because I like looking at it.
Gotta soak up the images.
Oh yeah, it's really aesthetically pleasing. Actually, now that you say that, I do kind of see that in Pinky and Pepper. I literally have the book right in front of me, so I'm looking at it.
Yeah, she's a big influence. I actually got to meet her at a book signing recently, and she said that she had seen my work before.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It shocked me and was so amazing. I gave her a copy of my book, and it was so cool.
Wait, which book did you give her? Pinky and Pepper or
Pinky and Pepper? Yeah.
Oh, word. Oh, yeah. You should email. You should hit her up about that. See, did you read Pinky and Pepper?
Maybe I will. I posted on it. I'll hit her up on Instagram.
Alright. Because we need a collab is what we need. That'd be pretty great.
Oh my god, that would be the best moment of my life.
Speaking of extra income, that's what you need.
Yeah, but I love manga. I read a lot of manga. I guess.
What kind of manga do you like?
I like horror manga.
Oh hell yeah.
Kazuo Mezu,
Oh.
Hino.
I fuck so hard with Kazuo Mezu. Have you read Cat Eye Boy?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Oh, mine too.
Furry icon. He's so cute. He's and I just love trickster characters like that. I really want to write. I have some ideas.
I wish that character blew up just like Jiji no Kitaro, because he kind of has it. He has.
True.
Yeah. He has that. He has the look. He is very iconic. He's like an anthology story. He's low key a superhero. Low key not. Low key a horror story. He has all these good things going for him. I'm like, damn, this guy deserves a franchise, and I'm kind of upset.
But it's okay. He's still the underdog.
I'm gonna draw a fan fiction about him becoming a teenager.
Please do. Oh my god.
Because I think it could work.
I want to write a fan fiction of all my favorite little bad boys hanging out. I want to write Felix the cat, Nekome Kozo and Bart Simpson and.
I mean, you should. It's very League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Just put whichever characters you like.
Yeah.
And
cool.
Simpsons. That's also another part of the depressed furry aesthetic.
Wait, what is The Simpsons? Oh yeah.
I love The Simpsons. I have to watch it every night to fall asleep.
Something about depressed people in The Simpsons.
I used to have to watch King of the Hill every night to fall asleep, but then I was like, that chapter of my trauma is over.
You know what? You're not the. I hear that's very common. Falling asleep to King of the Hill. Yeah, it's very relaxing.
But waking up to ding, 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 ding. Oh my god.
Classic. Damn, I was gonna. Okay, I was gonna mention something else, but I forgot. So I guess we just go to the next question. Oh wait. So something about the interview you had with Cardi Munir. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. My favorite part of that interview was when they asked you like, oh, why do you do a lot of like multimedia stuff with your comic? And then you're all like, oh, just to flex on people, really. I thought I relate to that so hard. I was like, oh yeah, same here. I just like this might be kind of bad. This might be kind of like, oh, not humble at all. But like I do like the idea of just flexing on other artists.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck being humble if you're good. Like, I mean, I'm like constantly like. I love other people's art. Like, I'm not trying to put anyone down ever, but I'm trying to put myself up as hard as I fucking can.
It's like a form of like self-love. I don't think I really hurt that many people by just kind of flexing on people, you know.
Yeah.
Like I think one of my
this
biggest
is the flex zone.
yeah, this is the flex zone. Like for 2 years straight, I was doing a weekly webcomic series with a comic every 2 comics every week. Right, and
that's
like
impressive.
Yeah, and it was crazy. I felt pretty proud of that. Some of those comics were pretty hit and miss, but whatever.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm currently working on another comic right now. I'm doing that's gonna be out pretty soon, but I don't want to talk about that just yet. This is about you.
Okay.
This is about you.
Plug your own shit at the end.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I don't know very much about your work, honestly. I'm like allergic to clowns, so I
yeah, I
guess
it might be just time. Yeah. So yeah, what's your deal with hating on clowns?
I mean, I like some clown like adjacent things.
Like what's wrong with clowns? Like, come on.
You just hit me with the fucking sneaker.
I mean, you have a clown in Pinky and Pepper. Like, he shows up for one panel.
Because there's a lot of fucking clowns in art school.
Got him.
I'm not scared of clowns or anything. Like, I like some clowns. Like, I'm down with the Joker and Harley. I like gestures.
You ever seen them? No, you go on.
No, please.
I was gonna ask if you've seen the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I have not. No.
It's
I mean, Cheesy's favorite movie.
Unironically,
it is inspiration.
I mean, yeah, actually, like I watched it back in middle school, and I fell in love with that movie because it's very straightforward. Like literally the title. It's literally the title. It's a very quick movie. It's not that long. It's like an hour and a half, but it feels like shorter because they just get to the point. They don't lollygag.
Let's not talk about Killer Clowns.
No. Let's talk about Killer. We gotta talk about. In every episode, I have to mention Killer Clowns from Outer Space once.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, because you said you like horror films, and that's another question I had.
I do.
To step aside from the clown conversation, what's some of your favorite horror films?
Scream 2. Hellraiser 2.
The sequels usually.
They're just both really good sequels. I love Suspiria, the original Suspiria. I like The Beyond.
Those are all good.
I like a lot of horror movies. What do I like recently? Us. I fucking loved Us.
Oh, I love those too.
That was amazing. I saw it like 5 times.
I need to buy it.
Horror's crazy. Like, you can really do fucking anything, which is why I love it as a genre. And sci-fi.
Sci-fi is pretty cool, although sometimes sci-fi attracts like very annoying people. Right.
Yeah, but like, so does everything cool. Like, if you're gonna be like that, then just fucking don't be like anything.
I'm a contrarian.
I want to go back to clowns.
Okay. Alright, whatever.
I don't know, I just think they're kind of uncool. Like,
oh, damn. I do this whole, like, clown sona thing, I guess. This is why I don't shit on furries, because, like, I get it, you create your alter ego, he be clowning around. I commission so many people just to draw my clown sona.
You would have to pay me a large amount of money.
I mean, well, my plan was... So I have a couple of furry friends that do art, and I was going to commission one of them to make a fur sona out of my clown sona, and then after they design it, then I'm...
like a panda, or what?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm wondering.
Panda for ICP.
That's actually a panda might work. Not gonna lie, cause my clown
Don't
Sona.
you have like eye circles?
Have you seen what I look like? Wait, I'm gonna post
I've
it.
seen your icon, yeah.
Okay, I wanna post it real quick so you can tell me what you think.
Actually, I think I saw like somebody was like, I'm scared of clowns, and you like posted a scary pic of yourself. I was like,
That was
damn, this
my
thing is fucked up.
my clown Sona has his own Twitter page and Instagram page too.
He's got like 4 Twitters.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean
You're creeping me out. Like, I'm not scared of clowns. That's creepy. Like,
is that
he's
creepy?
got 4 fucking Twitter pages. Like, why? Like, God, I was just texting my friend about this podcast, and she's like, 5 minutes till cheesy time with a clown and some knives, and I'm like, fuck you. Like, she's like, what if I told you I was cheesy man? And I'm like, right now. I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to get to this, like, clear my mind so I can do this freaking thing. She's like, that clown's coming.
Oh no. Were you scared when you found out we're on the same coast?
When you find out, you mean just now?
No, I before in the DMs I told her, oh, I'm on West Coast time, by the way, and she's like, oh, same.
Do you live in LA or what?
I live in like South, like I live like 15 minutes away from the border.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't want to specify too much.
That's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah. So
Cheesy is we're depressed furries have The Simpsons. Cheesy has McDonald's.
I also need McDonald's to live.
No, but I mean the character.
I mean,
like Arnold and all, but
I created the character. The character's name is Pasta the Clown. And I created it to kind of like promote my previous webcomic, which had a clown in it, right? And but to tell you the truth, I probably would have started doing the clown shit anyway if I didn't have a webcomic, because it was just kind of an excuse to get to do filmmaking again, because I used to do that before I jumped back into comics, right? I really wanted to become a horror film director, but films cost money, and it was literally all the short films I made weren't making any money back for me.
And comics you can make all by yourself. Like,
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
still make no money.
Yeah, film is a team sport, right?
Yeah, I would love to make a film though, for real, animated or live action. I'm down.
Have you ever done like a short film before or anything in live action?
I have filmed and directed some music videos.
Oh, we're the same.
Ooh.
But yeah, for Mom and Girls Rituals, the videos.
Oh yes.
One of them is called "Treat Me Like a Doll." It actually really the Pinky and Pepper whole aesthetic. If you're interested, check it out.
You should you should send me a link to that. I'll put it in the comments.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I think I filmed one other one from Girls Rituals, which you should just check out their music in general.
Of course.
Girls Rituals
yeah.
is cool.
All right. Well, do you have any questions for her, Spork, before we get into like the fan questions?
No.
No. All right. So I'm gonna pull up the fan questions, and we'll go.
I do want to talk about
what do you want to talk about?
Emotional support animal a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah. You just finished
yeah.
reading that, and it's been a couple of months since I read it. Not gonna lie. Also, Spork has my copy.
Yes, so Cheesy sent me his copy. I'm really liking it. It's such an interesting. I definitely see that Neopets aesthetic, like that Neopets inspiration in there. It was funny when you mentioned that.
It's like directly, like a name obviously is directly influenced from Neopets.
Neopets.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like all sort of
Little creature thing.
little creatures. I mean, just any little creature, I'll go crazy for it. Digimons, Yokai Watch.
Do you like the Gremlins?
I like that
I do like
Pokemon Go
Gremlins.
exists in emotional support animals.
Pokemon Go exists.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go exists.
Do they Pokemon go to the polls in emotional support animals?
It's not election season in emotional support animal. Maybe. Oh God, I don't know. It won't be.
Support you.
No. I hate it when my comics become political.
I mean, it is kind of a political comic. It's definitely an anti-capitalist comic.
Oh, word.
Sarcastic.
I was being sarcastic, but yeah, I fuck when things are like anti-capitalist.
Yeah.
It's my bread and butter.
The issue 2 is you finally will sort of the main antagonist of the series, who is Aubrey Adams, who is the CEO of Atom Corp and Belle's mom. So it's like, I'm like having fun.
Is there a reason why it's all? I mean, you go by Ivy Adams, and the company's called Atom Corp. Is there like a connection? Do you?
No, I mean I'm not like.
You just like the name Adam?
Yeah, I mean I just want to like rep my own shit like a brand, you know? Like I want people to fucking remember who I am, buy my shit. Like, what if
Hell yeah!
You know, just trying to keep it all together. But no, I'm not the evil CEO of a tech company,
Of a
unfortunately.
weird tech animal company.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
When are we gonna
Big
get?
secrets are revealed in issue 2.
When are we gonna get the Neuropets, like little mini plushies that have like
Hopefully soon. Did you see the plushie that
Didn't you like post on Instagram stories some sort of working version or like a rough draft version of it or something?
Yeah, there's a picture of the completed piece on Instagram as well. It was fabricated by my awesome friend Waring.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure. Not even give it its own post. I'll post it.
It'd be really cool if like the little cable that connects, you could put like a USB cable in there. And you could like connect that to your phone or something. That'd be pretty lit.
That's such a good idea.
Or the Neuropets could be like mini portable batteries or something.
Yes, a portable battery.
The connector is like its own creature, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is a creature. Basically, Atom Corp wants you to think that the Neuropet can't survive without being attached to you. But as proven at the end,
I mean, yeah, you get like
if you do big surgery on yourself.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They do some crazy surgery, and now it's like a Wi-Fi kind of thing.
Yeah, like we're gonna see some more crazy body horrors, more crazy experiments.
Oh hell yeah!
Nor is just a total masochist and just down to do anything for science, and Belle, of course, is eager to please her. Like, she thinks she's the coolest fucking person in the whole world.
I really like that. I really like. So it seems like they don't even meet before the story happens. Like.
No, it's like they catfish. Like,
it's like
her little neurofet catfishes her.
Yeah. I actually kind of want to flip a couple more pages in because I actually pitched emotional support animal as an animation recently, and I didn't get it or anything, but it would be cool as an animation, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like thinking about like the little scene of them like swiping through like the dating app, just like ex-girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, like
she's like all in, like like
she's so all in. Like Nora is her fucking dream stud. Like she is in love with her. So I'm excited to write more because they just met, you know. So there's gonna be some cute romance. There's gonna be some mommy issues. There's gonna be some body horror.
Of course.
I really
some
like
crazy shit.
The pace of how like so they just meet and then like that day she's like, oh, I'm down. I'm gonna drive over to the hospital right now. We're gonna go.
I mean, I don't know how far any of you guys have gone.
That's like the sense of humor though, right? Of the that's
go right now.
It's like there's this that makes sense with the sense of humor of the emotional support animals.
It's
like
very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm glad you think it's funny. Like, when I wrote it, I was super fucking depressed, and I'm like, is this even fucking funny? And then I read it again, and I was like, so, yeah. I'm glad you guys were laughing a little with me.
Even seeing like her head like split open, she's just like, "All right, you should sleep in my come on."
Yeah, she's like kind of low key bleeding out, and he's like, "Oh shit, she's kind of hot though." Not gonna lie.
And she's still trying to get some.
She do be looking kind of hot.
I know, it's so crazy. Belle is she's a little psycho.
I feel like that's consistent with a lot of your characters.
It's fun. We love crazy, like.
It's that Ivy charm.
We stand.
We stand psychos.
Just like insane people in love.
True. Insane people in love. Damn, there it is.
Word. Okay, so, do you have any more questions for her, Spork, before I ask?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna ask you what your future plans are, and then we're gonna go into fan questions. Is that cool?
Okay. Yeah,
right.
I need to get a drink because I've been talking.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll wait around. We'll probably delete this part, maybe.
Right.
You down? You ready?
Did you get it? Damn.
No.
I
I'm gonna take a drink too.
I like Us. I thought Us was pretty good. I hate when people shit on it.
Have people been shitting on Us? I
Yeah, like there was I was watching this one podcast, and like one person on the podcast liked Us and the rest didn't, and they're all like, it has so many like plot holes, and it's like,
oh my God.
True, but like okay, there's this problem I kind of have with Us that I think it should have been like an indie movie. It should have not really been a mainstream movie because it became a mainstream movie. They had to over explain everything, and then a lot.
No, it should be a mainstream movie. Get that money, like.
I mean,
yeah.
Look in a perfect world, like the weirdest movies would get the most money in a perfect world. But what I'm saying is that like
he dumbed it
it's
down.
still pretty weird. It's still pretty
he
weird.
kind of like dumbed it down. Which like if David Lynch did this movie, he wouldn't explain shit. He would just do it, right? And I feel like that's what the movie needed.
No, dude, explaining shit is fine. Like, you read comic books, you should...
I'm not complaining about explaining shit. Like, no, explaining shit... I have no problem with explaining shit. I got no problem with explaining... It's just like...
the mystery was, like, important.
Like, I don't want to spoil it too much for Spork, but there's moments where they over-explain, and there's moments where they under-explain, and it's kind of like... it just gets a little too inconsistent. I just wish none of it was explained, and it just kind of like, okay, this is just the deal. Fuck everybody.
Yeah, I do love not explaining shit. Like,
oh yeah, me too. Don't get me wrong.
Shit in my books, like.
No, I love
people
that.
People have asked me, they're like, so is it like the real Christian hell? Is it people are like, so what? Like, so I thought it was like attached with like a suction cup, but then they had to like cut it out of her head. Like how? I'm like, first of all, it's a comic book. Secondly, like, I don't give a fuck.
I have a friend who prefers everything be explained.
Mm-hmm.
Like he likes the newer Alien movies because they over explain, and he likes that. He likes the Halloween remake because they explain Michael Myers, and I'm like, I don't like that. I like Michael.
I like the Halloween remake.
I mean, for aesthetic reasons.
Yeah, it was cool.
Aesthetically, it was pretty cool, but
Halloween.
I like the original Halloween better because they just don't explain Michael Myers, and it's kind of implied he's like supernatural. Because he just teleports, he just knows how to drive, he just survives getting shot down,
He just knows how to drive there, he's supernatural, he just knows how to drive.
No, Spork, you don't get Spork, you haven't seen the original Halloween. In the original Halloween, he's in an insane asylum for like 10 years. So no one could have taught him how to drive, but suddenly he just knows how to drive at the beginning.
I just really like, he's like supernatural, he like knows how to drive.
Like they even say it in the movie, they're like, how do you even know how to drive? I don't know, maybe someone here taught him.
He's playing GTA in the war.
Playing GTA in the 70s, at an early version. Oh God, I saw Halloween on Blu-ray and I didn't like it. I like it better on shitty VHS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you can see like some of the like the wires basically.
Like, so there's this one scene in Halloween where he drives by, and in the VHS version, when he drives by, the inside of the car is like completely dark, so you can't even tell what he looks like. But in the Blu-ray version, it's so high definition, you can see him inside the car, and it looks so funny. It's just a guy in a mask. It's just so unintentionally funny, and I'm like, this kills it for me. I kind of want to return my Blu-ray copy and just buy a VHS.
Yeah. I don't know why they... I don't know. Whatever.
Like,
it
some
seems weird. It seems inauthentic. But
some movies shouldn't
weird.
look better. Some movies look better. Some, like, the shitty quality is part of the aesthetic, you know?
And it's also just, like, historically accurate. Like, you don't have to...
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like, imagine if someone, like, okay, you know how, like, the mainstream furry art style is, like, the kind of, like, Disney-adjacent art style, you get me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if someone redrew Pinky and Pepper like that.
I invite someone to try that.
it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting, but at the same time, imagine if someone said, also, this is, like, the new version. This is, like, the high-def version. It'd be kind of...
I would be mad. I would be fucking mad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny, like, at furry conventions, like, and furries, like, furry art is so cool and, like, different, but, like, even furries will come up to my art and be like, well, this is interesting. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, man, that's so weird. Like, I feel like people who aren't furries, it's so weird, like, there's, like, a weird difference, like, a disconnect between people who aren't furries and people who are like, in on that art style, and then, like, people who aren't, like, see, like, alternative, I guess I'll call it, furry stuff. Like, okay, we can get behind that.
Remember when, like, when the Cats movie was coming out, people were saying, "Oh, this is a furry movie," and it's like, no. Doesn't really look like a furry movie. They would have
looked way hotter.
They would have looked way hotter, yeah. They would have bigger boobs.
They would not have chopped out Jason dick.
They would have
left it.
Their faces wouldn't look. Their faces wouldn't look human. They would look a little bit more cat looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was a furry movie, it'd be great.
If it was a furry movie, it'd probably be a 10 out of 10. It probably is a 10 out of 10. I haven't seen it.
If you're gonna make furry shit, fucking hire furry. I'm sorry, like.
I'm tired of my people's voices being neglected. Please hire us for furry roles.
I saw like some concept
Watch
art.
Beastars.
Beastars is good, yeah. I saw some concept art for a Cats movie from like. Oh, damn.
Okay, yeah, what were you saying, Spork?
Hold on. Did you catch it?
Yeah, I caught it.
Cool. I saw some like concept art for a Cats movie from like the 90s, and it was like animated, and it looked good, and it was like, man, we could have had the best version of Cats.
Wasn't it kind of like a Don Bluth looking?
It kind of looked like Cats Don't Dance ish.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that is Don Bluth.
That is pretty. Yeah, that's Don Bluth.
Yeah.
Okay,
that
so.
That's good. You guys ever seen Gay Furry? Underrated.
Gay Furry?
What's it called?
Gay Furry.
Gay Furry?
Right now.
Like Perry as in Paris, but purr as in what cats make.
Is that animated?
It is. It's beautifully, stunningly animated. Underrated.
What?
Have you ever seen?
When did that come out?
In the 60s, bro. It started in Ireland.
Word. If you just look up Gay Furry, you just get Putty Prisoner from One Punch Man.
Oh, okay.
It's like P-U-R... what is it? How is it spelled? P-U-R-R-E. Wow, okay.
Huh, that's weird.
There's a reason why it's rare, but it's really fucking good.
My favorite classic furry movie is Felix the Cat.
Oh, I love Felix.
Oh, this looks like...
Felix.
Is this a Warner Bros. movie?
Oh, wait. Wait, no.
Oh, that is a Warner Brothers movie.
No, wait, I fucked it up. Not Felix. I said...
the cat looks like the cat in, from, like, Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, true. I love
Wait, you should drop a link in that, in the DM.
I'll post a picture here.
Yeah, okay, because I can see it. No, okay, not Felix the Cat. What I meant to say was Fritz the Cat.
Oh,
Fritz the Cat,
yeah, Fritz the Cat is iconic.
Fritz the Cat is, great.
I have like all the comics, and the movie's better. I'll just say that the movie is better. It feels more coherent. The comics are he's just a character who just randomly gets in situations, but I think Fritz the Cat the movie did a better job of making sure like he's like an asshole and he always had it coming to him. Well, in like Fritz the Cat, he's like an asshole, but like he just never learns his lesson. You know.
Yeah.
Like-
There was this Frederick Knudsen did a good video about furries, and
Oh yeah.
I assumed it would be bad, but it was actually really good because it goes into like the beginning of like furry culture and how it started and like where it came from, and it's really interesting.
Was that the video? Did he mention Usagi Yojimbo in that one?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Like the rabbit samurai? Because I know he first appeared in like furry comics.
Yeah, you mean Cinderace?
No.
Pokemon?
No, Stan Sakai's Usagi
Yeah,
Yojimbo.
But doesn't the design look influenced? It's so cute.
Which one? Which Pokemon?
The Cinderace.
Oh yeah, the new one.
The fire starter.
He looks like an Olympic mascot.
Yeah, he does also kind of look like.
Cinderace is
He looks a little Chinese, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks kind of.
Yeah, he's
kind of
like
a Jimbo. And I think he also kind of looks like King Cosmo from
Yes, King
Summer
Cosmo.
Wars.
Oh,
Yes.
I love Summer Wars.
Man, Summer Wars was really good, but I really just wish it was
really
about.
good.
I really just wish it was about the Digimon fighting. So I really just want to see King Cosmo.
Summer
You
Wars.
didn't like the human story or what?
I mean, it's about like family. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
but,
Spork
like,
hates her family.
that
I love cartoon family.
I love cartoon families. I love cartoon families where like the parents actually apologize to the kids. That's so like God. I hate sitcoms spread the very dangerous myth that parents actually apologize to their kids. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's just dangerous. It hurts society. That's
talk
the
about
real.
me hating my family.
That's the real enemy
That's
to like
a
Western
big
society.
But
Okay.
Yeah, I really love. I think it was like. I kind of like the Digimon movie more because it just shows. I just really love King Cosmo's design.
It was a
I like
pretty.
the use
It was a good like as a short. I thought it was pretty good. Where you're talking about the one where like when Agumon first shows up, right?
No, I'm talking about the Digimon movie.
The whole movie.
With that
Dude, the
1 week
Digimon
till you looked at
movie is
me.
like a total Frankenstein of like.
Yeah,
I
that's-
know,
random
it's fucking great.
episodes.
That's why it feels so like weird to say like yeah the whole movie's good. Like what are you saying?
No,
It's like it's an anthology. It's an anthology movie, so it's
I
kind.
know.
and like
I
any
love it, though.
anthology-
I love it though.
All right. Okay. All
It's
right.
been 1 week since you looked at me.
They had Smash Mouth at the end of that one.
I know it's like, oh my god, it's so good.
My favorite part was the Amit Anaconda. What's her name? The Nickelodeon showgirl. She
Angelina
showed-
Anaconda. Yeah.
Angelina Anaconda. 10 out of 10.
The Digimon movie is so good.
Okay. All right. So enough about that.
Right.
Let's talk. We're having an interview here.
It's okay. We deserve that.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
the
exactly.
important things, the things
The
that need to
real
be
things that
said.
matter. Yeah. So what are Ivy? What are your future plans? Of course, you're gonna finish emotional supports animals.
Mm-hmm.
You're
I'm
gonna,
gonna finish it in 3 parts. Like I said, I'm gonna publish it all together at some point. And also hopefully working on. Oh wait, go ahead.
I mean, I was gonna just make a joke saying Pinky and Pepper 2, The Reckoning.
There actually was. I did write a sequel to Pinky and Pepper called Pinky and Pepper in Heaven. It was more like an alternate universe story where they go to heaven instead. It was
God
cute.
likes gay people.
I mean, yeah, it was more like sort of my ideas of like what a utopia might be like, but also had some like polydrama and some like purity politics.
Hmm.
And it was interesting, but it was kind of
You go to.
just sad and
I mean, that's kind of in brand, right? Although
yeah,
Pinky and Pepper Forever kind of had a happy ending.
it does kind of have a happy ending, and I felt like, and I got a lot of response from
Mentioning.
fans about Pinky and Pepper, like and a lot of people being like, Pepper doesn't deserves better, Pinky's abusive, blah blah blah. And like I was like, oh my gosh, should I write a sequel so like Pepper can get a better girlfriend? Like I was just like hella trying to appease the fans because like I love my fans. You know, like they fucking support me. But like then I was like, what? Why am I doing this? Like I need to move.
You know, as a fan, I love you too, but also fuck the fans. What you could have done was a Pinky and Pepper Hell Edition and then this Pinky and Pepper Heaven Edition.
Yeah.
Do like a red and blue version, you know. Do a Pokemon.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty good idea. Maybe I will try to do it as a game.
I mean,
it would be really fucking a tag team side scroller.
You go back and forth. It's like Team Dark and Team Light in Sonic Adventure 2.
Have you ever seen the PlayStation game Cookie and Cream?
That sounds familiar.
It's a rare one, but it's really cute. It could be like that. Game developers, hit me up.
Here you go. Look, Ivy is ready to sell out. She's so ready.
I'm ready.
We're gonna go all the way.
Not necessarily sell out, but I am ready to sell out. But I'm also just love working with like other people who are cool. Like making comics is cool. You can make them all by yourself. But there's a lot of amazing are fucking awesome and deserve to come up and make cool work. God, and I want to work with all of them.
I'm trying. I have this fantasy of making my own comics, but also being a co-writer on another comic that I don't have to draw.
Yeah.
Right.
I would. I'm down to work with writers too. But I'm not writing no clown shit.
No. Look. Don't worry about the clown shit. Don't worry about the clown shit. I'll worry about the clown shit, alright? I'll worry about it. You don't gotta worry about no clowns, alright?
I'll just redraw the characters and add the noses.
The professional clowns.
Well, do you don't worry about the clowns. I'll worry about the clowns. I'm trying to... I have so many friends who, like, are good at drawing, but they're always like, man, I have no ideas or nothing. And I'm like, dog, I'm over here. I could be, like, a cult leader. I could, like... control people into making comics. Come on.
Yeah. Do you have like a lot of writing ideas, or do you keep a notebook?
I have notebooks that I had since like middle school, just filled with like random tidbits.
That's a good resource. I'm always telling people not to throw things away, and I've taught at the middle school level, and I'm like, save this. It's really cool. Like some of the stuff they make is incredible. Like it's as good as zines that I have made in the last 5 years, like.
Absolutely. So, I just went to a zine. I just went to my first zine fest recently, and it's like, yeah, like people think it kind of opened my eyes to where like, man, I try to make comics. I mean, I have a comic that I'm working on, but it's like it comes so slowly and it's so difficult to work on because I'm such a perfectionist, but like. There's really no reason. There's no use to being a person.
There's not. And zines, I'm glad you could like realize that by looking at a bunch of cool zines, because that is so true.
There's no point of trying to like make the perfect comic. You can't make the perfect comic because it already exists. It's called Meg, Mog, and Owl, and you just can't do better than that, right?
I don't know. Could have switched it up with the panel layout so that
How dare you?
Do you like Meg, Mog, and Owl?
It's fucking great.
Yeah, I'm a big... Oh, man. Speaking of clowns, so, I got this quick story, but, a couple, like, San Diego Comic-Cons ago, I met Simon Heselman, and he was, like, in his girl attire, and I told him about how I'm into clowns. I have this clown fetish, and he was very interested in it, right? And then he ripped off a piece of his wig and he gave it to me, and I taped that piece of wig into my one of my Meg, Mog, and Owl books, right? And then 2 years later at Comic-Con,
this is scary.
Wait, hold on.
This is killer clown behavior.
Wait, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on.
I'm writing this down.
All right, no, okay, go ahead.
Go on.
Book inspiration. But anyway, 2 Comic-Cons later, I show up in the clown getup, and I told them, hey, do you remember this one guy you gave him a piece of your wig, blah, blah, blah. That was me, right? And I kind of want to return the favor. I want to give you a piece of my clown wig. And he accepted it. And I have this picture of him like holding the piece of wig and he's like kissing it. So yeah,
I have to sign off. I was about to just leave.
she's like, all right, I'm out. All right, I think this might be the last.
It's okay. I'm glad you. That seems like an important moment for you.
Oh, it is. It's
Your
gonna.
heart.
This is the only Ivy Adam.
Don't let it out of your heart, please.
This is the only time Ivy Adam's gonna show up on the podcast. Okay, so anyway, back to your. Ignore the cops in the background.
To you.
Back to you. After emotional support animals, after you make the trade paperback, do you have any like bigger plans?
I really want to develop something for animation, and not right now. Like I said, I thought about, or I did pitch ESA as an animation project, but I am developing something else for an animation project instead, which is, actually I'm not sure if I'm ready to talk about it yet, so.
Okay.
Do you ever try to make any animation like yourself? Like, are you?
It's hard. I have an iPad and some pretty cool GIFs on Procreate. I'm like learning more about doing that. But ideally, I would like to work with other animators because there's so many fucking talented people out there that like could make something really amazing. And I'm not afraid to like mix it up with style too. Like I'm not the type of artist that's gonna be like, yo, animation team, draw exactly in my style, because like there can be stuff that's like, I mean, obviously my style is iconic, so it's gonna have to be in my style. But like, I don't know, watch Beastars. Beastars is amazing, and they freaking hire like they hire guest animators to do like a dream sequence or like a memory, and it's like the coolest shit in the world. So like, I'm really inspired about what's going on in animation, and would love.
There's actually
to work with others.
Isn't there? There's like a kind of a special connection between you and Beastar because the creator of Beastar is also a furry. So you know,
yes,
you guys are part of like the special club of furry comic creators.
Cheesy figured it out.
Yeah. We gotta get the crossover.
I hope to meet her one day, and I would love to translate my books to many different languages, including Japanese. If I could get the Japanese, that would be so cool.
I hear that's so tough to do, to find someone to translate the books into Japanese. But like, if they did, I bet it would be big. I bet people would fuck with it. Like, especially Pinky and Pepper.
Don't worry. I got bilingual friends, but I feel really like proud and excited about these guys because it's like so cool, and like Paru Itagaki is like the same age as me, and she's helped making it. So
it was meant to be.
I'm like, I could make it, like, but I need to work harder. I've been resting a lot because I got hit by a car.
That's not your fault. That's not your fault though. That's not your fault.
It is okay to rest. That's all I do.
It is okay to rest. Like resting is such a gift. Like wow, it's such a gift. I'm probably gonna take a nap after this.
Okay, so Pinky and Pepper animated series 2025. Let's go into the fan questions.
Okay.
This is the announcement for that. This is official.
Yeah, official.
It's not. I
Fuck. Hold up. Give me one. Give me 1 second.
Here it is. Oh my gosh. That's his like phone or something. It always goes off. Oh man. Yeah, I've been trying to do stuff on Procreate a lot more.
Yeah, the new update is really good.
Okay, can you guys still hear the phone?
Yeah. I just heard it.
Yes.
Jesus Christ! All right, just let it die.
I've been like, I went to school for animation and I have my degree for that.
Cool.
But, yeah, I really need to get more into doing it. It's really fun for me, so I've been trying to like jump back in. Yeah.
Cool. I will check out some of your animations after the call.
Oh, that's the problem. I don't have any. Okay, I made like one recently, and it was like one tiny little thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you should drop that in the DMs.
I will do that right now. I'm looking here.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking for questions. Some of these are kind of stuff we already asked. Um, it's like, okay, so this one I think is pretty good. What's the most personal, important development for you in your practice in the last couple of years?
The most personal what?
What's the most personal, important development for you in your practice in the last couple of years? I guess like, what's like, I guess your biggest strides in your development, right?
I guess.
I mean, we could skip this question. We can't think of anything.
No. It's a good question. I think making comics actually, because when I was making zines, like I was really just kind of making illustrations, maybe 1 or 2 pages of comic, drawings with writing, like personal zines, writing about my feelings or writing little stories. And I made my first comic self-published. It was called Clone Void, and it was really this really dorky edgelord sci-fi fucking battle royale type shit. But I made like 40 pages of comic, and I was like, wow, So I think that was my biggest development as an artist, just like making a comic and looking at it and damn, like I did that.
Go on. Okay. There's another part to this question. It's like, is there something specific you want to challenge yourself to do in your work in the future?
I guess to make more of it, and to make more money off of it. I think like technically, and like my ideas will develop naturally as I just keep working, because it's really fun. But what I would love to get better at is being a fucking professional, and that's been my biggest challenge. I wish I could hire an assistant maybe one day.
I feel it. That'd be lit. Alright, what's your favorite animal and favorite thing to do at a furry convention?
My favorite animals... Excuse me. It's hard to choose.
I would say dog, but...
But yeah, me too. Dogs are my favorite animals of all time. I love dogs. But I'm a big, like, nature show type of geek, so like, if you get me going on any type of animal, I truly love them all. Bats, all species. Wild cats, all species.
Yeah, bats are pretty lit.
Whales, dolphins and sharks, marine mammals, seals and sea lions. I just love animals.
You like that deep sea shit?
Yeah, I do like some deep sea shit.
That's where it's at. Right there.
Yes.
How do you feel about insects?
I love insects.
Oh my God,
I truly love insects. I love bees. And I love beetles. I love bees and beetles. Moths and butterflies, of course. Beautiful. Symbolic. Graceful.
But I'm a big bug fan myself. So.
I love
She's
bugs.
very big into bugs. That's her thing.
I wrote an erotic comic about the fig wasp, I think in 2016, but it is no longer found. So
I need to find
it. It is obliterated from the internet.
Damn, lost media.
But
send that one my way. I'll keep it.
Maybe I'll make some hard copies. I heard just because like I like to keep it pretty safe for work these days, But at the convention, at the last FurCon I was at, they had like a after hours night market, like after the regular dealers market. So I thought that was a cool idea. Maybe try to do that next year.
Like so. I mean, you get the NSFW.
Nudity in them,
yeah.
So.
Huh?
Your comics do have like a lot of nudity.
There's some nudity. It's definitely for adults.
It's nudity, but it's not like all inherently sexual.
It's not hardcore. Like I think actually Carta, like she was like, well, why don't you just draw the dick going in? And
I remember that question.
Definitely
I know. I was just like, I'm just not making anything hardcore, but I actually kind of want to, because Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, listen here, Carta. There's like a million furry artists who are drawing the dick going in.
No, of course, and really, really well too.
Oh yeah, of course. I follow them all.
Lots of detail.
Yeah.
Well rendered.
But Diskette Press is like working on like a subset of Diskette Press called Harder Disc, which is like the porno. I know, it's brilliant, right?
Yeah, that's kind of clever,
like
actually.
The porno subset for them, and I'm actually drawing something up for that right now.
Well, you got
my adult followers can check that out. Hopefully in the future, it's gonna be really hot. It's about a demonic boyfriend.
Oh, that's hot.
Another question now. That question gave me a question. Like, who do you see as like your audience for your comics?
My audience is pretty varied, which makes being online interesting. But my work mostly appeals to edgy girls from the ages of 13 to 30.
Nice.
Sounds like I know a couple girls like that.
Yeah. And I also have I have a decent amount of like geek boy followers. And
You're talking about right now.
You're talking about
and a decent amount of real artists, which really
I mean, you draw you draw like the stuff, you draw like your comics or whatnot, and people like it, but then when someone you know that's in the industry or whatever, someone you kind of look up to is like, hey, this is kind of good, you're like, oh shoot.
It makes me feel really good, but also just like, I'm glad that my work doesn't just appeal to comics people, but like to fine art people too, because I cannot wait to be like 55 and pivot fully to fine art painting. Oh my god, I can't wait to be retired off, chilling, painting, cute ass pictures, living like Margaret Keane, all my trauma behind me. Like, I really pray for that every day. So
there's an interesting intersection I see with like indie comics and like the fine art world. It's like the regular, quote unquote regular comics, the more corporate ones, just the fine art will never touch. But like indie ones, like everybody's like, okay.
Yeah, art comics are cool, and the fine art. Yeah, I definitely experienced that too. Like, I had my art in a freaking museum with like freaking Rodin sculptures right above them, like upstairs. Like, yeah, that was crazy.
Who's Rodin? Fuck Rodin, really.
Just so fucking bronze.
Rodin.
Old ass.
Yo, Rodin, the guy that fights Godzilla. Yeah, nah, I don't know who that is.
And hopefully, I'm saying the right person, but I don't know. They're sexy. But yeah, but I really, most of my favorite comics, like, I'm truly an art nerd, and you can tell when you read Pinky and Pepper, and some people are like, you're so obvious, and I'm like, yeah, I wrote that part in the book, like,
man, fuck those people.
No, I don't, fuck, it's fine. People can critique all they want, it's cool.
Nah, they're probably bigots. They're probably bigots, they're probably sexist. They're probably gamers.
They probably clowns too.
Well, that's a given. That should be obvious.
Shit, what was I saying? Oh yeah, fine art and comics. Yeah, I love comic book artists that are like making freaking paintings, sculptures.
That's all Bill Watterson does now. It's just paintings.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, being old and retired after comics.
I kind of want to do comics to the day I die. have an unfinished comic when I die. That would be great.
I mean, that's beautiful. If I could be that dedicated to comics, that would be cool, but I love making all different types of art so much. And I also like, eating and like making out.
Actually, no, wait. My plan was to create a comic, then milk that dry into a franchise, use the monies to make films. I think that was the plan. Yeah. Because Yeah,
I
go
hope
on.
that happens to you, because I hope that happens to me. Like, I would fully sell out. I mean, hopefully, I would do it if I had some creative control, because I would be like sad to see.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
But I would do it. I would do it for sure.
Alright, I think we got 2 more fan questions, and then I'll ask you the super secret final question, and then you go your way. Alright, so this other one was, if you were a magical girl, what powers would you have, and what would your costume look like?
I would definitely have plant-based powers to go with. My name's Ivy. Green's my favorite color.
Poison ivy.
I like it. Wouldn't be like poison ivy, because like I don't want to wear anything sexy. I would probably wear some like big ass boots and like some.
Would it be based on like that little kind of like bat persona you have for like your icon?
Oh, yeah, maybe a bat theme magical girl would be cool. I guess I would have to draw it. I think I would want to be more like straightforward, like leaf type that was really cute, like Chikorita or something.
Yeah.
And like I would be like really like the weird one out of the group. Like the green ones, like, I feel like are usually like the sporty badass or like the weird ones. So like I'm down with being. I mean, green has always been my.
So what you're saying is this person, How 0T3 Teddy, if they want to see this, they got to commission you, is what you're saying.
They could commission me, but that actually sounds pretty fun. Maybe I'll do it up right. Like I like Buttercup from Powerpuff Girls, so it might be a little Buttercup.
You seem like a Buttercup girl.
I mean, I'm kind of all 3. Aren't we all? Like, we all contain multitudes. Come on.
We're all the Powerpuff Girls.
The triality
we are.
of man and Powerpuff.
Yeah, the id, the ego, the super ego, the Powerpuff Girls, right? Yeah, it's all there.
Bubbles, Blossom, Buttercup.
Right, exactly. Sigmund Freud, I think, said that.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Professor X said that.
No, that was Chemical X.
Professor Utonium said that.
Oh, Professor Utonium, damn.
Okay. Okay, so this other person, Indigo Liz, asked, you said you wanted to make children's you said you wanted to make children's book or animated shows in the future. What genre and audience would you aim for? You already talked about the show part. Talk about the children's book part.
Yeah, I would love to make kids books. I'm gonna hold off on that until I have kids. I'm gonna enjoy making books for adults, and then when I have kids, and then I have to keep doing my job, and then they're like, "Mommy, what are you drawing?" Furry bondage. You can't see it. Like I'm trying to get wholesome in a few years. It'll happen. So.
You're gonna.
Oh no! Don't fall for me. Come on.
You're gonna condemn all your past actions. You're gonna condemn this podcast. You're gonna be like, man, fuck that podcast.
Being edgy is in my soul, but
hell yeah.
I also I kids are awesome. And, I've done a lot of teaching work, and kids are just so fucking cool and deserve cool ass shit. I would love to make a sci-fi fantasy series for kids. I was making one called Pink River Dolphin, which is about 2 middle school friends that find a magical river behind one of their schools that leads to magical worlds with different creatures and little quests and stuff like that. So I would love to make something like that, or develop it for animation too. Because I think kids media has a lot of potential. It's really awesome, and
hard agree. Okay, a second ago, it reminded me of another question I had. I think I forgot to ask you about it, but I remember in the Carter Munir interview, you said you like Adult Swim, and I wanted to ask, what's one of your favorite Adult Swim shows?
China, Illinois. I love Brad Dealey. I love him, and I also love home movies so much.
Yes.
And I also love Super Jail so much.
Oh, I love Super Jail.
It's just so legendarily animated. I also like Mr. Pickles.
Oh, I love Mr. Pickles. Everyone hates on Mr. Pickles, but I love that show. I love how edgy it is.
They can shut the fuck up. Mr.
Yeah.
Pickles hangs hard with Pinky and Pepper.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They are dogs from hell. Like, how could I not stand?
Damn, have you, if you like Super Joe, have you checked out Ball Masters?
No, I have not.
It's by the same guy.
Masters is really cool.
I will check it out.
Yeah, my
I love the art style in Ball Masters.
yeah, it's really good. I think I think it is kind of like your aesthetic, Ivy. I think you will fuck with it if you fuck with Super Joe. And speaking of Super Joe, my current comic is very much inspired by stuff like Super Joe, because it's just about like a bunch of assholes just fighting each other, and they're all like aliens with different gimmicks. They all call themselves like villains, and they all go at each other's throats, and they're all trying to become like the #1 villain. Because there's this giant list at the edge of the universe, and it has like every villain's name on it, and the worse you are, the more close you are to #1. So everyone's like trying to fight to become #1, while the guy at #1 has his own evil, elaborate plan that we don't know about. He's pulling it off, but we don't know what the end goal is until the very end.
This was the plug you were talking about.
Yeah, this is my plug to my comic, VillainVerse. You know what?
VillainVerse.
Yeah, I'll DM you.
I love villains.
Yeah, me too.
I love villains. My villain for emotional support animal is slightly Warden-esque. I will I will drop her bio soon when I'm starting to hype up the second issue soon.
Were you a Warden stan before you went to MLP? Were you on Tumblr on the Warden tags?
Yeah, I did follow a few like Warden play ask blogs that were pretty fun.
Takes me back.
Yeah, I like the shipping with the Warden and the little short motherfucker. What's his name?
I forgot. His name is Jerry. His name is Jerry. Yeah, Jerry.
So yeah.
But anyway, my comic's called VillainVerse. This is my plug. I'll send you a free copy of the prologue, Ivy.
Wow, thank you so much. I love that.
It's all digital. I do plan, when it's all over, I do plan to kickstart a physical version of the whole series.
Yeah,
but,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, the prologue is just like a Google Drive comic. I'll drop it in the DMs. You can check it out.
That Google Drive.
Yeah. Alright, so, okay, now this is the final question of the podcast. At the end of every podcast, I always kind of like to give, besides the audience checking out your stuff, I kind of want them to check out a little bit more stuff. So this is when I ask you, what is one of your favorite comics that you want more people to read, that you recommend?
Okay.
Like, let's say there was a comic you always thought, like, oh, I wish more people knew about this comic, because this comic's, like, lit AF.
Okay, let me look at my little stack. I just like had this like total comics session recently, and like lent out all my favorite things down, so I have to think about that. I guess Inez Estrada's Alienation, that just it was published as a zine for the longest, and now it's out as a Fantagraphics. It's so good. It's like really cool sci-fi. It's funny. It's drawn really well. It was definitely inspiring for emotional support animal. So check that one out.
This looks kind of familiar. I've probably seen this. I think I've seen this in stores.
Yeah, you've probably seen it in stores. The hardcover, it's like pastel rainbow. It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks very gnarly. Alienation. Is there any other book you want to plug to, or?
What else do I want to plug? What else did I read that I really liked recently? Cameraman by Sunmi Flowers was so good. I bought that.
Is that a manga?
No, it's a zine. It's like a short romance zine. It was so freaking cute and good. So if anyone likes like sort of a fluffy story, I know we all need them, right?
Oh yeah,
it's really good. It's about a can for a food store, and a chef, for a food show and a chef.
Awesome.
That was Sunmi Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Sunmi Flowers. All right, so So
And they're just so fucking good at drawing. Like, their cartoon style is, like, really unique, and which is something that I always admire.
You might have to link that one because I cannot find that one very easily.
Okay, I will link it. I'm not sure if it's self-published or a micropress, but
I mean, if they have like a store,
really
if they have like an online store or something, that would be helpful.
Cool. I'll plug it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, the less steps you put in for people to get the book, the more likely they're gonna get it.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay, so.
And B-Stars. And B-Stars.
B-Stars. Of course.
Watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, when that drops.
Is it out yet? Yeah.
It dropped on Friday. So watch B-Stars. There's an English dub. You don't even have to read subtitles. You can focus all on the beautiful animation. The voice acting is good in both versions. Check it out. Amazing. It's amazing.
Oh yeah. Also, here's a link to my comic, Ivy. It's called VillainVerse. Prologue.
Sweet.
Right there. Yeah. It's just on Google Drive. And also, Spork, you should tell her about your comic.
I have a comic called TetraMillion. It's about
Cool name.
basically regular world, like real life, but people start being able to see these weird like creatures.
They're like Pokemon.
And now they're the new pet. You can just have them as pets, and they're friends.
Yes, that sounds like something that I'm so interested in. Please put it out. I'm actually, one of the things I'm working on right now is also creature based. I love a creature.
Yeah. Spork, you should like make that into a zine. A zine.
It's short for magazine.
Yeah, cause I think.
No, I try to tell him every day.
Cause, yeah, whatever. But anyway, cause I think that probably work better for like how you, cause cause you're trying to make the comic like weekly or bi-weekly or whatever. But if you just like focus on one book, I think it would just be easier for you to crank it out.
I might.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Spork. It's because I'm hoping.
I'm very slow. I'm very slow.
I'm
making comics.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
It's okay.
I'm hoping that Ivy here could inspire Spork, give her that extra boost so she can make her comic.
Ivy been inspiring me. Okay?
Aw, thank you.
But now you know her. Now you know her in person through the internet.
This looks really good, Spork. I love this character design with like a two-headed like Labrys axe as a tiny tail. So cute. Does it evolve? Because I really want to evolve.
Oh. Ooh.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
It's not a spoiler. Come on. It's a freaking pet
They do
comic.
evolve. Yeah, there may be some evolution of it.
Maybe now that you mention it, she'll do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Still working on it. I'm still working on
Alright,
it.
okay, take your time.
Her big swinging tail, please.
Yeah, you know, like how Digimons just get guns when they evolve.
I do.
Yeah,
I do like it when the Digimon get guns.
Her hands just become two axes.
I want Pokemon to get guns, honestly. I want Ninetales to have 9 guns.
Blastoise is like the only one, like one of the few. There's a very few
With a
of
gun-
them
with a
that are
gun.
like
Yeah, they're like water cannons.
I want-
It's a freaking super soaker.
I want Togepi to have a gun. Just taper on it.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Toga good.
Togepi literally hasn't even come out the egg yet. Like, we do not need to be.
Yeah, she needs all the protection. She needs the gun.
The way the world's going these days.
Yeah, definitely. You don't know anymore. You don't know. You can't trust no one, especially these Pokemon.
Maybe they
We
come up
should
dead.
be opening trust to each other more than ever.
True that. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's Cheesycast. Ivy, you plug. Go ahead, plug all you want. What do you want us to buy? Tell us what to buy.
Please buy Pinky and Pepper Forever from Silver Sprocket. Please buy Emotional Support Animal from Diskette Press.
Is it? Wait, I remember like they ran out of prints of it, didn't they?
It was sold out, but it is back in stock. It is fully restocked now.
Right now.
All right, yeah, Spork, send me back my copy.
Please buy it. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter at IvyAdams, ATOMS, and you can follow my Patreon too. Super active on it, but I'll post the Pinky and Pepper PDF on there since you just asked how people can read it online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, follow my Patreon. It has emotional support too, and it has actually all backlog of old zines.
Ooh, hell yeah.
So it's a great archive, and you can get on there. I think for $3, even if you get on there and delete it, just don't re-upload all my shit to 4chan this time.
Okay.
This time.
Don't do that for Pinky and Pepper was already on 4chan. You guys don't need to upload it. Maybe
I
emotional.
get that you confessed it was you.
No, it wasn't me.
I know.
I know about it through the friend. How could I?
I know.
Okay, yeah. So all those are gonna be linked down there in the comment section. Everything she's mentioning down there in the links. Our link's gonna be there. So if you like the show, like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, at Cheesymanfredo. Follow Spork. What's your ad again, Spork?
Spork Town Hero.
Yes, follow that. That's gonna be down there too. Join the Patreon. You get episodes like a week early. If I remember to do that, depends. I also have my comic should be out free to read right now. The prologue, right? As a recording, it's not free, but like when this is uploaded, it should be free to read, and that's gonna be on a website. I think it's gonna be called Cheesymanfredo.com, maybe. We'll see.
Ooh.
All right, so
even more than last time.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the show. Thanks for everyone for watching. Bye.
Thanks for having me.
But, yeah, it was great to have you on.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I'm very glad I got to talk to you. Very cool. Love your art.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna stop recording right now.